Good Tuesday morning to you, and welcome to the Nebraska Ag Expo. Bryce and Chad Moyer joining you once again as we kick off another edition of the Sunrise Report. Chad, feels like we were just here, and it's true because we were back here in February last year, but the show's back to what we're calling full strength at its regular time in December.
It's one of those records, hopefully we don't ever have to achieve again. 2 Nebraska Ag Expos in 1 year. The Ag Expo is great, but 2 in 1 year, that's a phenomenal level to hit.
That is indeed. Yeah. Well, the show is back to full strength this year. We're so excited to be back in person. Well, we were in person last year as well, but we're excited to be here in December as we get ready for this year's Nebraska Ag Expo. Doors are going to open this morning at 8:30 and continue all the way through 4:30 this afternoon, and show continues all the way through Thursday. Always a lot of new things to see, Chad. You and I have been doing some pre-show spotlights of sorts. Have you heard about some certain things you're excited to check out at this year's show?
Well, you know, we talk a lot about the technology that's used in agriculture and precision agriculture and things like that. One thing that I had a conversation on that I didn't realize before, the drift behind the tractor. So when you're pulling a piece of equipment, tillage equipment, a planter or whatever, if you're running a little bit of a side hill, that piece of equipment is going to fall down a little bit. Gravity has its effect, right? Well, here's a LaGrange company has a solution to that you put on the back of their tractor. It keeps it on the true GPS line as you're running those contours and things like that. So that's just one of the things that I learned here at this year's show already.
Another thing that's coming up at this year's show, we've got it right down here, Chad. It's the Ag Innovation Showcase. So this is presented by Farm Credit Services of America, where you can go and check out some of those latest ag technology companies. They're all together this year, so you can walk in and check out those new innovations. We've got folks like Grain Weevil. That is the self-leveling device. They put it at grain bin, a little bit of a robot of sorts. And then Birdseye as well. Those are 2 Nebraska companies that are going to be here. Excited to be able to check those out at all the sights and sounds here at this year's Nebraska Ag Expo. For folks just joining us, grab a cup of coffee and join us here on the Sunrise Report. Coming up on today's show, we're going to be checking in with Tom Junge. He's the show manager for the Nebraska Ag Expo. And we'll also toss it over to our correspondent, Alex, as she had the chance to catch up with one of the many new exhibitors that are out here for this year's show. So, should we get into it with some comments from Tom?
I just have one question before we get started. You referred to the wonderful Alex Wojcicki as a correspondent.
Yes.
We have elevated her. Did that include a pay increase? I hope.
I don't know about that. Her name tag still says intern. So
gotcha.
I'm not sure what that says.
That's how conservative we are. She's still using her name badge from 3 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, let's head on over to check in with Tom Junge. I actually had the chance to visit with him yesterday as the final preparations were underway for this year's Nebraska Ag Expo. Well, let's see that clip now.
That's right, and we're really glad to be here in Lincoln and having a full house this year. We've added a couple things this year that we're going to do the Ag Innovation competition, and in the past we sort of had the spiel when they can give it. This time they're going to be here for all 3 days, so farmers can go visit all these new companies and the startups. We're also going to be doing career exploration. We're going to bring in students from the Nebraska area, and so they can learn about agriculture and the careers in agriculture. So yeah, we have some new things going on this year.
Well, that's a big deal, having those students. Of course, students like to get out of school and come see what's going on with their folks. But for you guys, as the Iowa-Nebraska Equipment Dealers Association, it's an important thing to show them the careers out there available for them in this industry.
Well, that's right. I mean, I think a lot of people don't realize just how high-tech it is. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's computerized. And, you know, these students really, they might think of the old days of being in the dirt and in the grease. And now, you know, there's a lot of new technology out there that can excite them.
Well, it's 15 years of the Nebraska Ag Expo. Talk about anything special in particular. You mentioned a couple of those things, the showcase as well as those students coming out, but always new exhibitors to highlight as well, right?
Yeah, and I think, you know, probably one thing too, the biological companies, we're seeing that continue to increase, and these guys have some good stories to tell about how farmers can cut back on their nitrogen and just using micronutrients. And so we have quite a few companies on that end of it. We have a couple companies here that's going to be talking about the carbon credits that farmers can get, and there's going to be some seminars this year on that. So if they're interested, they can look that up on our website, Nebraska Ag Expo.
A lot of things is always going on out here at this show. For producers that are coming out today, tomorrow, or Thursday, remind us when the show opens as well as how long it'll go in the day.
Okay, we open at 8:30 each day, and we go to 4:30 on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then 3 o'clock on Thursday.
And if people go online to NebraskaAgExpo.com, they can pre-register to get in a little smoother, right?
That's right, and there's a $5 admission, but it can go in for free if you register online, and we basically just use that information to keep them informed of future farm shows.
The Sunrise Report is brought to you by these Rural Radio Network partners. The Nebraska Ag Expo. Now in its 15th year, the Nebraska Ag Expo has grown to become the second largest indoor ag show in the United States. This pure ag show features the best that ag has to offer. From big iron to precision ag, there is truly something for everyone. And Crary Industries. Crary manufactures innovative, reliable agricultural equipment that maximizes customer efficiency and profitability. From their aerials to their water solutions, Crary has products to help your farming operations. Visit them at this year's Nebraska Ag Expo.
It's always great to hear from Tom with the Nebraska Ag Expo. Appreciate him and his team making themselves available as we bring you the latest of what's going on out here at the Nebraska Ag Expo. A lot of things just like I said, final preparations underway. A dog actually just happened to walk away or walk past us, and we've about lost our producer, Alex. Has got a bit of a fascination with dogs, so about lost her right there.
Yeah, that's all right. Hopefully she comes back.
Hopefully she'll make it back after petting the dog. Well, Chad, one of the things that Tom talked about was this career exploration event where middle and high school students will have the opportunity to tour this year's Nebraska Ag Expo and actually network with some of those members of INETA, the Nebraska Iowa Equipment Dealers Association, to learn about the careers available within this industry, because like a lot of people here in Nebraska and Iowa, they're facing some shortage when it comes to workers.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And that's a priority that not only INETA and others in ag have kind of focused on. Even local farm bureaus have been doing that. Up in Cumming County, where I happen to reside, we did that right before the pandemic hit. But again, it just kind of goes to showcase, like you said, the need that's out there. And it didn't happen overnight. This is something that has happened, that has taken a while to affect the industry, and now we have to deal with it, right? And it's even reached a level that highly elected leaders in the state of Nebraska are going to address this today too, right?
And speaking of that, Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts will be coming out today. He's going to be holding a press conference to address this. I don't remember the exact figure, Chad. Our unemployment rate, though, here in Nebraska is setting records for how low it is. So there's clearly a need for more people to enter the workforce here in Nebraska, and those equipment dealers are feeling it. So it'll be nice to see those students out here checking out those opportunities. Chad, I joked with you. You're the senior member of this broadcast team. Have you been here? We're celebrating 15 years this year. Have you been here since the beginning?
I have been, as a matter of fact. I have been to every single one. It started the first year that I was a broadcaster in the state of Nebraska, and it's grown from 2 buildings to now 5 buildings. And so that's just an amazing level of growth. And it kind of goes to show, the synergy that they've hit with having the show in this location at this time, right?
Well, yeah, and we've seen the evolution of Chad's beards actually over the years too. If those of you followed with us a few years, I mean, you were down to here at one point. Look at you now, all clean shaven,
nice,
like that.
nice and trim.
Nice and trim.
Less wind resistance.
Yeah, there you go. One of the neat things that happens out here at the Nebraska Ag Expo is plenty of learning opportunities, not only by kicking the tires on some new implements and learning the latest technology, but also through seminars. And Chad, we've got a few of them coming up today. You had the chance to look at the schedule. What pops out to you?
Well, it's something, I think it's moved beyond a buzzword. That is carbon credits and carbon sequestration and things like that. We're getting to the point where that is marketable. That is a source of revenue on the farm, right? So that's one thing that's going to be talked about, the carbon farming practices, how that can provide revenue to the farm. As always, as we had talked about, where is the next group of the workforce going to come in agriculture, and how does that apply to the family farm? So transitioning from one generation to the next, that's going to be a topic today as well. Utilizing the sun to generate energy, that's going to be a topic today. And cover crops and forage crops, that'll be another topic later on this afternoon, one of the seminars you can sit in on.
So lots of seminars going on. There's also a lot of new exhibitors this year. In fact, there are 78 new exhibitors here at the Nebraska Ag Expo. Like I said, our correspondent, Alex, had the chance to visit with one of them to do a little pre-show spotlight and learn more about them. She visited with Taylor Moreland of Ag Expo, so we'll check out that segment now.
So let's learn a little bit more about agri-spray drones. Tell me what you guys do.
Sure. Well, simply put, we sell sprayer drones. So we bring in big sprayer drones, the biggest we can get, and we sell them primarily to farmers or custom applicators, but most of our customers are farmers. The idea is we want farmers to have a tool that they can use to aerial apply products, so liquid or granular products, on their own farm. They can do it themselves without having to hire it done.
And this is all really about using emerging technology for those producers, right?
That's correct. Yeah, this is brand new technology. It's not, I guess, brand new, but it's to the point now that it's actually efficient and easy to use. And we are right now in the beginning stages of this blowing up to where I see this technology being on the majority of farms in the near future.
All right, so we are visiting ahead of the 2021 Nebraska Ag Expo. Tell me about what you'll be bringing to this year's show.
Sure. So to the show, we're going to be bringing, of course, myself and our salespeople, as well as our drone technician, and then, of course, our technology. So we bring in a couple different models of drones. Right now, we have two main models, three real models. We bring the Agris T20, the 5-gallon model, and the Agris T30, which is an 8-gallon model.
All right. And what are those conversations you hope to have with people at the show?
Sure. So with every emerging piece of technology, sprayer drones being one of them, there are a ton of questions that all farmers always have. A lot of skepticism. So what we hope to answer is what can these drones do? What can they not do? And how can they help you on your farm?
All right. Well, Taylor, as we round out this conversation, tell me about how people can find you at this year's show.
Sure. So actually, I don't know where our booth is at this show. So look us up. We're Agri-Spray Drones. You can also look us up on our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Agri-Spray Drones. We're posting all of the information about the show and where we're going to be at in our booth there as well.
All right. Thanks so much, Taylor. That's Taylor Moreland joining us, the owner of Agri-Spray Drones, ahead of this year's 2021 Nebraska Ag Expo.
Always great to see some of that new technology that'll be on display out here at the Nebraska Ag Expo. This morning's Sunrise Report is brought to you by the Nebraska Ag Expo as well as Curry Industries. We certainly appreciate both those organizations and businesses for their support and letting Chad and I bring this fun feature to you each and every year. It's been a lot of fun over the years.
It really has been. It's fun to do this every morning. And our correspondent, Alex, in the background was watching the Twitter feed as we were doing our thing here. And apparently somebody's coming here from Wyoming. It'll be nice to see them tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Shows how technology advanced Chad Moyer is. Thinking we're on Twitter this morning. Appreciate everybody joining us on Facebook and YouTube. You probably don't even know what those platforms are. It's okay, Chad.
What
InstaFace
slot place?
Yeah.
Yes, got it.
We thank everybody for joining us this morning as we prepare to wrap up just a tick after 8 o'clock. The doors are opening in the next 30 minutes here at the Lancaster Event Center. Chad, great day, great weather to come on out and be in a nice climate-controlled building and see what's going on in agriculture.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It is the first day. It's going to be a busy day today. And again, bring your walking shoes. That's what I say, your most comfortable shoes, because you've got 5 buildings to get through today. I guess you don't have to get through them all today. You could come back tomorrow or Thursday as well.
Exactly. Like I said, doors open 8:30, close at 4:30 today and tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, 8:30 start and a little early close around at 3 o'clock there. So we hope to see you out here at this year's Nebraska Ag Expo. Thanks so much for joining us on the Sunrise Report.